I stopped dancing just in time so that you didn't catch all of my dancing to my own song. You know, I told you about how I love to dance to my song. And one thing that's been big for me, and I think I mentioned it to you all before, but I don't know if you saw the episode, is one of the things that shows me how well I'm doing is how much I want to dance and sing. So let me tell you something real talk that happened today. Guess who got caught singing If It Isn't Love by New Edition in the parking lot today when she thought she was in the parking lot alone? That would be me. I got busted. Um, but luckily I wasn't doing the dance. I wasn't doing the dance. I was just singing the song. So I'm excited to be here today with you as we are transitioning through all of the things. So yesterday was Valentine Day. We're still in February, which is noted as Black History Month. So today we are talking about Valentine's Day is over and it's still Black History Month. So kind of on the nose, isn't it? So if you don't know me, I'm your host, Dr. Erica, Harvard trained double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am extremely passionate about helping you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, my speaking, and my hit podcast, Better with Dr. Erica. I do all of that to help busy people like you that give and give and give, and you show up for work, you show up for your friends, you show up for your family, but you often don't show up for yourself. I do all of this to put you back in your life. So let me ask you a favor. Can you, if you know someone that needs this, please tag them. Also, if you know someone that needs this, share. Sharing is caring. The last thing is if you're watching it later, please put hashtag replay in the comments and let me know you were here. And as you come on, let me know how was your Valentine's Day? What was up with it? So one of the reasons we're talking about is kind of what Valentine's Day leads into. I will acknowledge I'm not going to go into an entire soapbox rant because that's not really my ministry as far as that on Valentine's Day being something cooked up by Hallmark. It is what it is. But it's a day that we use to celebrate love. And knowing that we celebrate love, hey, Dr. Sylvia, great to see you, is that naturally the way it's typically done, it's a huge celebration of romantic love. In the age of social media, what happened to you on Valentine's Day? What did you see on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter feeds, all the feeds? Was I love you. This is my baby. This is my wife. This is our anniversary. I love you. I'm going to propose. It's all of that stuff, which is absolutely fantastic if you're either in one of those spaces and in a relationship, or you're in a place where you can celebrate others and it doesn't bother you if you're single or you're not dating. But what ends up happening on days like this, especially for people that are dealing with some loneliness, and loneliness has been amplified substantially with the pandemic and the need for physical distancing, is that there are people that are already struggling with loneliness. Valentine's Day comes and their loneliness just gets amplified because of they're seeing all of this love and it's hard. Now, I will tell you as a single person, I'm good. I'm at this point, I'm so busy, it's hard for me to even try to date. That's just keeping it real. It's on my vision board though. So we gonna see what Dr. Erica manifests. I'll let you know if my dating life picks up. Deal? You let me know if yours picks up. And as I said before, as you come in, let me know how was your Valentine's Day. I am curious. Inquiry minds just want to know. But I want to have a moment, number one, acknowledge that Valentine's Day can be great for some people. It can be triggering and difficult for others where they have difficulties dealing with loss or loneliness. And the reason I want to hold space for that is sometimes when you have these days that are surrounded by love, and sometimes it's a holiday or a day that the love is more around community, like Christmas or New Year's or Mother's Day or other days. It's not always romantic love. But what I'd love to encourage you, and I know now they do Valentine's Day and all of that stuff, and a friend of mine had on a t-shirt yesterday that said Single Awareness Day, is that one of the things I want to help people is move from this space of being so surrounded by grief and lack that it makes it hard to shift. But I do want to give you permission. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. So if it's rough or you're lonely, it's rough or it's lonely. Not here to tell you how to feel or how to process. I am here though to remind you that these things are a season, that your loneliness may be a season, your uncoupledness may be a season. Um, so just to hold on through the season. But one of the things I want to encourage people is to continue to connect with others. That as it's a day that highlights love, it potentially highlights romantic love. But I like to look at it as just kind of a love day. A friend of mine sent me a message like Happy Hearts Day. Is that look at it a day, another day to connect and show people that you care about them, and for you to connect with people and get your love bucket filled in ways, even if it's not romantic. The reason I want to bring that up is some people may still be dealing with the after effects of just that down, like that down they felt yesterday when just scrolling is just love, love, where my love, where my love. And just dealing with that overwhelming loneliness can spill over past the initial trigger, which was Valentine's Day. And I want to encourage you to call someone that you know, possibly even a friend you haven't talked to in a while that you've been thinking about how they're doing, or you possibly have mainly seen them on social media, but you haven't actually talked to them. So the updates in your head are really because you've seen them on social media, not because you actually talked to them. So I want to encourage you to call somebody, especially someone you haven't talked to in a while. This is a great way to reconnect and remember some of the connections that you've had before, but also a lot of these relationships, it's important to still nurture them. And that's why support is one of the better seven. It's because it's important to have that connection. So I want to encourage you to still work to connect and get your love bucket filled in other ways. If romance just isn't working for you right now, if you're busy or if it hasn't worked, or if you're recovering from a breakup, or it just seems like it's hard to meet people during this pandemic, or you live somewhere where it's difficult to meet people, but I want to encourage you to connect with others still. So we're still in February, so we're on February 15th, so we're day after Valentine's Day. Maybe the day that side pieces are doing Valentine's. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. I got jokes today. What I want to encourage you to do or to think about is that it's still Black History Month. Now, I will be honest and say that Black history isn't just for February. Black history is every day. It is an integral part of history, no matter where it is. Right now, I'm coming to you from the United States. I realize Black history is something that happens in all of the African diaspora. But, Black History Month is noted here. So just to remember how our history interweaves with the history of this country, and how becoming more in touch with this history. And I had a really good conversation on my podcast episode that featured Miller Bill Boyd, where we talked about history, and he's a historian. And some of those essential historic moments are ones that actually have to do with history of people of the diaspora in the United States. But remembering that our history goes back past slavery, and even our history afterwards, there are some true strengths and things that not only can we be proud of, but that we can grow and pull lessons from. And if you're not Black, it's all good. This is a great time to work on knowledge and empathy and compassion to be a good ally. So I'm also going to encourage you to listen to the podcast episode that should come out tomorrow. That's a best of that features episodes that focused around Black culture. So clips from the HBCU episode, clips from the colorism episode. And we know colorism isn't actually restricted to the African diaspora. And clips from, I said colorism, HBCUs, and the history episode with Dr. Miller Bill Boyd that I mentioned. So I want to encourage you to check that out. But just remembering that we're in a time where there's just a lot going on. And I think one of the challenges with looking at where we are from present in historical context is we're in another space where there are so many things going on that it's hard to keep it all top of mind because you're still adulting, you're still trying to not die in this pandemic, you're still trying to somehow maintain good mental health, probably work and make some money so you can pay some bills, be responsible for your family, be a decent friend. All of these things are going on in the midst of the fact that we're in some fierce voter suppression. We are in some really serious political races that are about to start. There are people that are very determined to turn back the clock on history and to take away a lot of diversity and equity, even though we don't have all of it. They are banning books that focus on historical context to things that have happened with racial injustice, along with women's rights. There are just a lot of things going on. People are still getting shot, arrested unnecessarily. They don't seem to talk about all the folks that are still caged and separated from their family with ICE, but there are just lots of things going on. And it's hard to keep all of this top of mind, but I do want to challenge everyone out there to still stay abreast of what's actually going on, because one of the reasons people always reference as far as historical context the Holocaust is that there's a lot with that history that the people that are descendants of people that were affected by the Holocaust and just the reverence of it is that people keep that history top of mind to keep from doing those things over and learning those lessons. But unfortunately, a lot of what goes on with racial injustice and how that impacts Black history is that there's so much going on and there's so many diversions that sometimes people don't keep everything top of mind, which makes it easier for people to pull the wool over people's eyes and to do things that are just unfair and hurtful and can just destroy communities. And the other thing I think as we all learn more about each other is that when you destroy one community, you destroy them all. That we all play a huge part in making the world a better place, and we need everybody in it. So I want to encourage everyone out there to be the best ally they can, to use this time in Black History Month to learn more. And even if you are Black, to still take time to learn more and to also invest in starting to become active and aware of what's going on in the political process that can potentially impact your rights. Because a lot of times, if we just let local politics go and all these things go, is then big things happen and then we're like, how do we fix it? Well, it's hard to sometimes fix things after they happened. So it's important for all of us to stay awake, a la the end of, was it help me out here, peoples. Was it School Days? Where was it Dap that yelled wake up at the end? But it's just important for us to stay awake. I'm not gonna say stay woke. Stay awake. It's important for us to stay awake and aware of what's going on around us. Because at the end of the day, it's so important for us to be good humans. And oh, thanks so much. I appreciate y'all co-signing that it was School Days and that. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Is that it's important for us to be present in the processes around us while still taking care of ourselves. And by taking care of ourselves and holding space for ourselves, our emotions, our self-care, and our mental health, it puts us in a better position to be able to defend and fight for our rights. So that's what I got for you today. So we're talking about Valentine's Day, loneliness, how to make it through it, and Black History Month, and being more aware. That's what I got for you tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I feel all of the love, like all of it, like lots and lots of love. Let's see if we can find what I'm looking for. There we go. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I am your host, Dr. Erica, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I'm on a mission to help you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my books, my speaking, and my hit podcast, Better with Dr. Erica, that is scrolling below. I do all that to help busy people like you that give and give and give, show up for yourself. I do that for you. Because you know what? You deserve it. You deserve to show up for yourself. And we have to show up for ourselves. Why? So we can show up for others, so that we can be those caregivers. We can be those community, not just activists, but support our community. And so that we can also be aware of what's going on so that we can protect our rights and the rights of others. So I want you to have the mental and emotional capacity to be able to do all the things, but to still also enjoy every single day of your life. If you want to hear more of this, you can always look at my old live streams. You know, Growth Group comes on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm always happy to be here, right here in the place with you. The other thing, you start missing me, just go ahead and check out the podcast Better with Dr. Erica on all podcast platforms. And you can listen to me any day of the week that you want. And I have a new episode that should be dropping tomorrow. It's a best of. We're making season 3 great. I can't wait for you to hear it, but we're not quite ready for season 3. It's cooking a little bit more. So you have a couple more best ofs. We did solo episodes, the first part of the bonus, and just check them out. Let me know what you like. I love it. And also, if you have any questions, please post them. I will try to answer them either here or on the podcast. So thank you again. I want to tell you one more thing. Got your usual prescription. If you know someone that needs it, call them. Call at least one person and tell them you love them. I bet they'll tell you back. All right. Until next time, have a better day.